Hello and welcome to the Ministry Miniatures, and today we've got a very special battle pool. We are heading back to America and we are doing another battle of American Civil War. Today I will be taking the Union and George will be taking the Rebels. So let's have a look at the board and let's go through the scenario, and we'll be back shortly.
Okay, so the battle today is an action at Platville Valley, which is a very old game, and I'll explain that in a minute. And first we'll look at the table. With my only piece of road here, a bridge, which is probably not going to feature greatly in the battle. The Bull Creek here, to cross it will take one phase of a move. So one move for infantry, cavalry, artillery cannot cross it at all.
Okay.
So that's a disadvantage on that side. The trees outside of the wooded area, outside of Platt's Wood, are just there for decoration, as it's called Green Ridge. It's got trees on it. Got a wheat field over this way, which may or may not be used. We've got Platville. Now in the original game these were just two houses, but we're just going to use a built-up area to represent the two areas of Platville. One regiment alone can occupy to fight out of these. Other units can pass through it, but only one regiment in each of these sections can fight out of that section, and they will only get the benefit of +1/+1. So +1 artillery, +1 for musketry, because the buildings are not considered to be substantial. Church Hill, nice bit of wallage there. Ploughed field, which will count as open ground, not rough ground. The walls and hedge and fences will all give you +1 against musketry, but no benefit against artillery. It didn't respect wood and little bits of stone, solid shot or case shot. The woods are considered light woods, which means they are treated as rough ground, which means you move through them fully formed at half speed or as skirmishers at full speed through the woods. So I think that covers the...
It does indeed.
We will decide on which side we come on from in a minute. Now, if you like, I can explain the origin of this.
Yeah, absolutely, because you've got a map there, haven't you? That's from the book.
Yes, so. But this is from this book, the War Game by Donald F Featherstone, which was published the year I was born, 1962, and this is the fourth printing from 1969, I believe. Now, as a child, I used to go to Nunthorpe Library up near Middlesbrough and get any war game books I could. And I had this one out quite a lot and used to look lovingly at the pictures. Now, in this book, we have Horse and Musket Period, Action in the Platville Valley, 24th of July, 1863. Complete with lovely photographs of plasticine hills and plastic trees and what have you. And I used to fantasise about playing this game. So now we're going to.
Excellent.
I shall just read you the little bit of the narrative, if that's okay. I don't know. Both Federal and Confederate high commands wish to control the small but important Platville Valley and village. Each side sends a force to take over the area. The commanders have been assigned. The rebels have Jubal Early, and I do believe it's General War Dogs for the Union. Each side has an advance guard of 1 brigade, which will be 3 regiments in this case, which will come onto the table along the lower pike and the upper pike, and they will have 3 moves before anything else arrives, and then it will basically be a fight to see who can either break the opponent or really make it untenable for the other side to hold on to anything. That make sense?
It does make sense, and that sounds like a good scenario.
Well, let's see who's coming on what side. 1, 2, 3, I'm coming on from this side, yes?
Yep.
So I'm coming on from that side.
Yep, so we're going to swap over, and we've got the forces ready. We won't go through them yet, but as you can see, they are equal sizes, and they are ready to go. So let's get into position and start the battle. Okay, so the first move, and I've moved the 1st Brigade on, is led by Grey Wolf, who's level 8, and we are in march column. We're coming on along the road, and as you can see here, I've got 1 regiment of Union at the front, a regiment of Union at the back, and I've also got the Zouaves in the middle. So we are marching up the road. towards the bridge. Maybe I'll take the flank, or maybe I'll go for the centre. But on my opposite number, George has got his first brigade that's come on. So
Pender's brigade, 3 regiments, all regular sized.
easy peasy. So there we go. That's just our first turn. So
That would be your second turn.
yes. Okay, second turn, and as we said, first 3 turns are just movement before any other brigades arrive. So Grey Wolf has pushed. We managed to get a good brigade order, 3 moves up, so that's 18 inches. We're right up towards where the bridge is, and true to form, the Confederates have done exactly the same. So it looks like cutting me off at the pass.
All the song can start happening now.
Yeah, so you're by Rabbit Ridge and I'm near Green Ridge, and we'll see what happens
When we get to
the bridge.
Bull
Bull Bridge. There we go. So quite simple for turn 2. It's just movements. Let's have a look for turn 3. Okay, turn 3. I didn't blunder, but I didn't roll very well. I was in column on the road, so I did get to have 1 move, and all I've done is just changed formation. So I've put my columns into line, and the idea was I wanted to push up towards the ridge. But I've just formed my lines, and that's where I am. War Dog.
Pender's brigade, we managed to get 2 moves, so we've also formed line, and we're now aware of the enemy, and we're moving up onto
Rabbit Ridge.
Rabbit Ridge.
There we go. So it looks like we're engaging on the flanks. So that will be that. And then we're going into turn 4, aren't we? So we can bring
Yes,
another brigade
now
on.
we can bring them all on,
Oh, okay.
but we're going to alternate.
Yes.
I'd thought through how to do this. So you move first, so you need to bring a brigade on anywhere you like on your line, any of your brigades.
Lovely. So let's have a look and see where I
Or
go.
your battery.
Okay, here we go. So the Union brigades have arrived. So we've got Grey Wolf, who's got his brigade over there. They're just in position, as we saw before, on Lower Pike Road. Then Bear, he is the commander for this brigade, who also have the cannons. They are modelled on the Iron Brigade, but they're just generic forces for the Union. But as you can see, they've come on in column. I've put the commanding officer for the division today, who is General War Dogs. He's there. I've put him in the centre between these 2 brigades. So Findlay, level 8 here, has got 3 Union regiments. That's his brigade, and they are in line. And then lastly, our new patron, who is Somerville, is the commander for my cavalry. So he is taking my left flank, and I've got a little bit of open space. But let's head over and see what the Confederates have done.
Okay, so Pender's brigade we know about, taking position on Rabbit Ridge. And then Parsons came on with his brigade, which has also got the battery with them, with a little skirmish screen, ready to sweep up onto Mole Hill and possibly across the creek. Then we have Isaac Scurry's brigade in march column, who are heading straight up towards Platville, possibly. And on the far side here we have Wharton with his cavalry brigade in column, heading up somewhere in this area over here. I have also positioned Jubal Early, my commanding officer, my divisional commander, in the centre here where he can influence possibly 2 brigades.
Excellent. So there you go. If anyone's interested in becoming a patron, check out the link below. But you too could be one of the commanding officers or one of the brigade leaders for future battles. But there we go. Let's then look for the next turn. So it's back to the Union. Okay, my Union troops. So Grey Wolf managed to get the role I wanted. I wanted to form the lines up behind the ridge. So as you can see, we've got Geek Phil and Matt here. So we have got some hills in place. So they are hiding behind the hills. Very brave of them. Well done, Grey Wolf. I've moved War Dog, the divisional commander, so he is between Grey Wolf and Bear. Unfortunately, as you can see here, Bear failed his order. I elected not to re-roll, but actually I got 1 free move, and I've just moved, because I'm in column, I managed to move 1 forward. So I think it's quite obvious I'm going to try and take a position on the ridge there, opposite your cannons, and build my cannons up. But Findlay, he managed to get a decent roll. I elected a brigade order, and I wanted to go right up to the fence line, and that's exactly what happened. So that's where he is. And then last but not least, the brigade commander Somerville with his cavalry failed to activate, and I wasn't close enough to get a re-roll from my divisional commander, so I've just stayed there.
Keep it running. One thing, what's interesting is all of your patron generals did really badly there. Findlay did the best.
That's absolutely true.
They're letting you down.
Although Grey Wolf did okay. He did exactly as I wanted to. Well done, Grey Wolf. He's got there. It was just, yeah, Bear and Somerville. We'll sort that out next round.
Right, okay, so Wharton's brigade, the cavalry brigade, good move, straightforward, dismounted into the woods. Now they work as skirmishing infantry, so they can move at full rate for infantry in the woods. Scurry, Isaac Scurry's brigade got a reasonable move, advancing towards Platville and Churchill possibly, still in column, but moving.
Pushing forward, that's what we like.
Now, Parsons, Parsons knows. He ordered the artillery battery onto the hill to deploy, got a lovely command, they understood what they had to do and they did it. We've now got a full battery positioned on the hill, beautifully lined up on Platville. And then he ordered his infantry to move forward as far as they could up to, well, behind the skirmish screen, and again he got a good roll, so they moved up ready to possibly sweep across the creek. That point I was informed that all my rolls were going really well and that I'd had a really good round, and then we got to Pender, who failed miserably to get a roll, so his guys are still trying to sort themselves out on Rabbit Ridge.
Yes, there we go. So there's no shooting, but the Confederates in quite a good position. They're moving up quite nicely. So back to the Union, and let's see what I can do to try to get myself in a good position as well. Right, so Union move, and we'll start with Somerville. He managed to get one move, and he's kept up in line, and he's just moved up behind Findlay's brigade. So with Findlay, I just managed to get the one move, so I've got one regiment up against the wall. They took one move, and then I've got one move, they just moved up to here. And in fact, actually, they failed, didn't they? So it's just, I moved them independently because I was going to swing this one round into there, which would have been two moves, and these were going to take the building. But after the first regiment moved, I then failed on the second, so that was it, they stopped. So that's why they're there. On this side, Bear failed completely, and in fact I rolled a blunder, so I decided to take the re-roll from War Dogs. But I still rolled a 10, so they didn't move at all, so we are stuck there. I've kept War Dogs where it is because I need to get Bear moving up, and I need that re-roll. So with Grey Wolf, I decided not to push up on this flank and leave myself exposed to the Confederate multiple brigades, so I've just kept them hidden behind the ridge, behind the hill, and they're out of sight in the tree line, just waiting for the other brigades to move up. So that's the Union move. I do have one shot, I think, from them.
You do?
So that's the only thing, and I think I'm just going to fire at your troops there. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep,
just
you're in range. You don't get the enfilade, unfortunately.
No, I can see that.
You're not full on, so it will be 3 dice. There's nothing in the way, hitting on 4s.
Right, let's see what I get. Nothing. Well, there we go. Easy peasy. So over to the Confederates.
Right, Confederate move 5. We've managed to, I was hoping to move them a little further in the woods, but we did at least get some positive movement. So my cavalry brigade is moving up through the woods towards Churchill, possibly. Now, the complicated one, Scurry. He did marvels with his brigade. He's ordered one regiment to try and occupy Rogers House. But he didn't quite get enough to get into line in there, so they're marching into the Rogers House district of
But you've taken advantage from me because that's what I wanted.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when your rolling will suddenly start coming off. I formed a screen here with this regiment against Churchill. They can't fire because they had 2 moves, and I formed the screen this side with that regiment. So Isaac Scurry did well. Parsons' brigade, he ordered his artillery to pivot so they could take a shot at the Churchill
Massive.
Union, the Churchill Massive, over over there, and the other regiments push forward behind their skirmish screen, forward, only just managing one of them to ford the river, the creek, and the others will ford it next turn, hopefully. But we're starting to put some pressure up here.
Yeah,
and then Pender's brigade only managed to get his men sorted out to make a short move, and they've just moved up alongside the creek. So, I now have some firing to do with artillery.
Yes, you do.
Now, I'm firing overhead.
Yes, that's fine. I'm elevated, you're elevated.
But I think there's still a minus for doing that, because it just talks about firing over the heads of troops, so I think it's a -1, I'm pretty sure. So, I've got a large battery. It's a 531. It's not at short range. It's not at... Do you know, I think it's over half range. It's just over half range, which is a bit of a blow. 16 inches being half range.
That's a bit lucky.
I get 1 dice. Just the 1. And I'll need 4. Because I'm firing over the head, 5. This
that just gives me save.
No, it can give you anything.
Oh, not with cannon, it doesn't, does it?
No. So, because I can just fire at the wall with shell or whatever. So
you just need a 1.
1 5.
No, 1. A 1.
No, a 5.
Come on, a 1.
6.
You bugger.
Oh, a 6.
Yes.
Doesn't that cause
yes, it does.
disorder? So you need to save on.
A 6.
You get no advantage. It's yes.
Oh, and no.
Oh, there's your 1.
Yes. Have you given me duff dice?
Awesome.
There you go,
Dice
so they're
if you
disordered and they've got a wound on them. That's not good for me. I'm in a bit of a vulnerable
Well, it wasn't
position.
bad with 1 dice.
No, very good. Okay, the Union move, and Grey Wolf, seeing 2 brigades coming up against him, has just wheeled back slightly off the ridge just to get those skirmishers in his firing arc. So hopefully I can get some shots. That was just 1 move. In the centre here, Bear had a little bit of luck. I managed to unlimber the cannons, so they're ready to fire against those skirmishers on the top as well. And I just formed my lines here with 1 move. So those troops there are ready to also fire if I've got any movement left. And then just on this side, Bear just sent one of the regiments to take Hank House. That was 2 moves because I moved in and then formed skirmish. Then in the centre here, Findlay managed to get this group here, this regiment, up and in behind there, but I'd only got 1 move, so they weren't able to face the right direction. So they're there ready to turn and fire next turn. But this regiment did manage to form 1 move line up here, so again, I can just try to fight with the Confederates that are coming this way. And then lastly, the brigade commander, Somerville, wheeled his cavalry round because I'm going to try to support the centre a bit more because it's been a bit slow there. So there we go, and then I've just moved War Dog into the centre there, so I think that's where the majority of the fighting is going to start. Looking to have a battle over Rogers House and Platville. So there we go, that is the Union move. I do have a little bit of shooting, so we'll work that out and see what happens. Okay, so first up, Findlay has got 1 Union unit here. So that regiment, they are disordered and they're just going to open fire on the unit in front of them, that regiment. So it's going to be 3 dice, sorry. Normally 4s, but they are disordered, so 5s. Oh, no, nothing.
How awful.
I know. It's okay, so their other regiment here, we just need to work out who's the closest.
Well, that's going to be these
Yeah.
guys, isn't it? So that'll be, again, it's -1.
Yeah.
All we're counting this as is -1. So you will be needing 5s, 3 dice needing 5s.
Ah, 1.
1 potential.
I thought I'd missed them all then. I was going to say, I was going to demand new dice.
And I get +1 for being in the...
Yes.
So I'm saving on a 5. I'll use your dice just to prove they work.
Oh.
That looked highly suspicious, didn't it?
It did.
It just went thunk
Thunk,
on
yes.
the 6, but...
Right. Those ones in Hank House can't move. Can't fire, sorry, because they've already moved. So then, Bear, I've got some troops here. So if you could do the honours and measure for me, are they within range
I
of
think not.
your skirmish? Would they be closest?
I think probably a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
just because of it. I mean, it's literally on the very tip of the column.
A little bit of a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Cannons, straight to your skirmishers, I think.
I think it's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And that is under, so you will be able to fire 3 dice. They're an unclear target, so you will need 5s.
Okay, come on, you just got 6. I must be able to get a 6. Yay, I get 1.
Well, the 6 is the key, isn't it? They try and save that. I won't use the red dice because I've proved they're too powerful.
No, you've just bent them to your will. Oh,
But they are disordered.
you are disordered.
God, that's unlike me. God, that range was just spot on for you.
Right, so I've got these guys here, and they're going to fire at your skirmishers.
Oh, as well, yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing very well with my shooting, though, am I? So these ones firing at the skirmishers.
So it'll be 3 dice needing 5s.
2 hits and a 6, but you're already disordered.
Whoa, so that's more serious.
I've given up the cup. I've gone back to using my hands. We had this last time, didn't we?
Save 1.
Yeah, so that's
One
1.
hit.
And then are those Zouaves in the 45? I'm not sure.
I think it's a bit of a push. Hang on, let's just get my casualty and my...
Okay, so we just quickly checked, and yes, so because of the angle, we're going to say it's going to be 2 dice needing 5. So, and I get 1.
Whoa, you're going to do some damage unless I... Oh, that takes them up to 2.
That will do.
Steady. The worm has turned on the dice rolling. Wharton's brigade of cavalry decided they like it in the woods. They're going to stay there and not move. And then we get to a complicated setup in the middle here where we've managed to occupy Roger's house. We've got another regiment backing them up. I did try and move these guys, this regiment, up into close range of the Union troops on Churchill, but it didn't work, and then it was pointed out it was probably a good thing because maybe they'd have been in the way of the cannon.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have liked that, so maybe they knew what they were doing.
Plays to your favour.
Complete failure here with Parsons. Couldn't get anything done, even with the help of Jubal Early, who's a top man. Failed to move. It's something to do with this
And you
taking
had a reroll,
fire.
didn't you?
Yeah, taking fire on the ridge line has really upset them. But Pender has managed to move up his brigade full throat, full on, taken the ridge. He can't shoot. He's going to really take some fire, but he's hoping that he can weather that storm and maybe charge down the hill into you, or maybe even receive a charge. Who knows? So that's that. Now we've got some firing. Nothing here. There's this regiment.
Yep.
It's going to fire at these guys. So it will be 3 dice. You're behind cover, so I'll be hitting on 5s. You agree?
Yep.
So it's 1 possible hit. So you need to save with a 5.
Come on, I can
a
do
3.
And I get a 4, so it's
fine.
saved. Shrug that off.
So we'll just smoke these guys up because we like it. That was a waste of time. Now these guys only moved 1, so they were going to fire at. I think these are most likely to be the nearest target.
Yeah.
So they'll fire 3 dice at you. Now you're in the open. They're occupying that ground. I think the best thing we can do is just treat that as not an obstacle to me shooting out. Do you think?
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
you're
if-
occupying it anyway, haven't you? So.
Yeah, so 3 dice needing 4s.
Oh.
So that's a disorder and 3 possible hits.
Let's see if I can save any of those. Come on.
4s.
So 1 hit and a disorder.
Okay, that was pretty good firing by
Yeah, and the
good
disorder.
saving.
Because I was planning to move these ones up a bit to put some pressure on those ones there. So
Disorder is always good for the opponent. Well done, boys.
your disorder comes off your centre, doesn't it?
Yes, must remember.
They don't have any shooting, and nor do they. So you just got your cannon now, haven't you?
I'm just trying to think. They would remain disordered till the end of my turn, wouldn't they? They can still
Right.
shoot. So I've got my cannon here will fire at them, but it is only one dice as we position them badly. See what we get. That's a miss.
Phew.
Yeah.
They're taking a few hits in there, aren't they?
When I set the table up, I should have cheated, but I didn't know which side I was going to be.
No, that's why you have to try and make it.
Boom. Then we've got these guys.
Yeah.
Because they didn't move, but they are disordered still, aren't they, until the end of the turn?
Yes.
So they will fire 3 dice down into your guys needing 5s because of their disorder. So,
nice. That's probably what you wanted to see.
One potential hit, but disorder.
And yes, so it is a hit. I needed a 4 and I got a 3. So 1 hit and
Just makes the line waver
and a
a bit.
disorder. So they ain't going anywhere, are they? They've got to stand on fire.
Okay.
And that should
Well,
be the
I
end
think
of the Confederates, isn't it?
That is
Turn.
hopefully not the end of the Confederates.
Hopefully it is. Excellent. Right, let's see. Over to the Union and see what I'm going to do. Okay, Union move. And Grey Wolf, he couldn't move this regiment here because they're disordered. But what I did do is on initiative, because I was within 6, I've just swung the Zouaves and the regiment there up within 3. So I'm at point blank and they can still fire. And then I've just got these ones here just to try and help out. Although they're likely to enfilade in a minute, possibly. We'll see. Then coming over to Bear, I had a really cunning plan to push the cannon forward slightly just to start moving up and get this regiment to move up. But he completely failed. And I think he failed his reroll as well.
I think Bear's a southerner at heart.
Yes, maybe. Then that also, this regiment here is part of that brigade. Then up here, Findlay, I managed to turn this regiment round, so they're now facing out towards the woods, and the skirmishers that are coming through there, the cavalry dismounted, and his regiment on this side are disordered, so they couldn't move, so they just stayed there. And then last but not least, Somerville managed to win his cavalry round and 1 move. So the idea was I was trying to get up and around behind the cavalry so I could perhaps charge the ridge in glorious style. But we shall see. At the moment, I'm rolling high for that and low for shots, so there we go. That is the Union move. Let's do some shooting. Okay, first up, I've got the troops here. 3 dice, needing 5s, and I'm shooting at those dismounted cavalry.
It'll be 6s because they're skirmish as well as in the woods.
Okay. So that's nothing?
That was a tall order.
Yep. I need you to come out the woods then already. Then these guys are just going to return fire into the ones down there.
3 4s. Oh!
That's what I needed.
Nasty.
It's going to be disordered.
So, disordered and 3 to save. Could be bad. Ooh.
Saved 1, say 2, but disordered is good.
And straight on to 2. It's brutal stuff.
Right, moving round. We've got this regiment here.
Yep.
I guess we're just going to have to fire straight ahead there, aren't we? So disordered will be 5, building 6s.
6.
Again, tall order, but come on, I can do it. I'm not using the cup anymore, so it's going to be 3 6s. I've got a 6.
It is bizarre how that makes a difference for you.
Yes, use the cup and it's a load of rubbish.
So was it a 6?
It was a 6 here, disordered, and 1 possible.
Yeah, it won't be a problem. We'll survive that. Yay!
There we go, so just disordered. Right, then I've got my skirmishers here.
Yep.
They're in the... I've occupied
So
this.
3 dice again, needing 5s.
1 possible. 6s are coming out. They're warming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, because I'm in cover. 3.
Oh, okay. Okay. So these 2 are fired. Need some smoke.
Oh, they do. They need smoking up.
Right, let's see what I'm going to do next. Okay, so these Union that I tried to move up with Bear are just out of range. That's why I needed to move them up. But can they fire at these guys?
What, the cannon?
No, the front line.
I hadn't really thought of that. Bit of a squeeze past the, but
'Cause do we take it from the flag, do we? I
Yeah,
guess.
but you got to look at, I mean, I always try and look at the whole
Yeah.
picture. So maybe we give them 2 dice.
Yeah, that sounds fair enough, because I think these ones would be...
It's this whole,
Yeah.
this is higher than it in theory is. But anyway, no, we'll give them 2 dice.
You sure?
Yeah.
So I'm going to need 5s again, am I?
5s, yeah.
1.
So it's important. Saved it.
Yeah, that'll teach me. Right, cannons. So I'm going to fire at your skirmishers.
3 dice, needing 5s.
I need a lot of 5s. Come on. Nothing.
You could have broken them.
Cannons are doing well at the moment, aren't they? Right, these guys here. So I think realistically I'm going to have to go for those, aren't I?
Yes, because they're an unclear target.
Yep.
So, yes. So
So-
it's going to be 3 dice, needing 5s. Oh,
4s.
yes, because you're disordered.
Oh yes, right you are.
1 possible
I
hit.
could have done with a disorder on you there.
I didn't save it.
No.
Even collapsed the dice tray. So there's 1 on them. Building up.
As I say, I could have done with the disorder on that, because I think you're just going to enfilade me next, but there we go.
I can't really, because I'm within your
That
zone
would
of
actually
control.
leave you.
Can't faff about.
No, that's fine. Right, so Zouaves.
So 3 dice,
Needing 3s, isn't it?
needing 3s.
Because it's normally 4, but we're so close, it's going to be 3s. So I get 1 hit.
And I'm going to save it.
You probably will, knowing your luck. And you do. Okay, then the next one's again needing 3s. So 2 hits on the next one.
Let me just mark this.
Yep.
So he didn't get any hits, but you smoked. Getting through a lot of smoke. And then you've got 2 potential hits.
Yes.
No disorder.
No.
Come on, boys. Shrug it off. Oh,
1.
1 hit. I was ready.
So that hasn't gone quite to plan for the Union, has it?
Yep.
But there we go. So that is the Union shooting.
Disordered off.
Yeah.
Disordered off.
And over to the Confederates.
Oh, this is fairly.
Yeah, I think this will be telling the next couple of turns.
Oh, do I just shoot or do I go in? Shall I start? Cavalry. Managed to get some good orders through to them. Eventually got them moving in the woods and are now in a position to take the Churchill under fire. Basically, Scurry's brigade in the middle is unable to do a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Too
Because
disordered.
they're 2 disordered units. If you get too shaken, they'll break. They're basically holding some ground that's important to me in the centre. Focus on the flank. Again, there's disordered on the skirmishers on the hill, but I managed to slide Parsons' line around, so he may be in a position, if he gets the chance, to sweep over the hill. That artillery is causing me some unhappiness there. And Pender just decided, rather than going in with the bayonet, he will stand there and give you a face full of mini balls.
Yeah, and you got numerical advantage, haven't you?
Well, I don't really see that these can
Yeah, they're going to... Yeah,
be firing at them, so
it's a shoot-off, isn't it?
I would have had a numerical advantage in a charge, but it's hard to charge.
Yep.
The troops aren't stupid, they don't want to do it. So should we start the shooting here?
Yes, let's do that. Okay, Confederate shooting.
1st Regiment firing straight ahead at your regiment. Close range, needing 3s. 3 dice, needing 3s. 3 potential hits, but a disorder.
And I saved 1 of them.
So 2 hits and a disorder.
Oh, that's not looking good, is it?
Well, we're going to fire at the Clown Regiment in front of us.
Yeah.
So 3 dice, again, needing 3s. It's close range.
Oh,
3 hits
and a
disordered.
And again, I saved 1 of them, so that's 2 and a disordered. Oh, I'm not liking it there. Grey Wolf, you're struggling there. We need to sort something out.
Well, maybe I'm glad I didn't go in with the bayonet at that point.
Yeah. For the moment, you're winning the shoot-off, aren't you?
It's the disordered that
Yeah.
takes 1 off your dice roll.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite useful.
And that's what's desperate, to get disorder on you along that line. But
It's a good character. People hate it. Some people hate it in the rules, but I quite like that effect because it moves things along.
Yeah, well, my men are just taking a load of shots and they're kind of a bit flustered with it all, aren't they? So.
Absolutely. This regiment fire down the hill into your regiment there.
Fortunately,
3
it's only 4s.
needing 4s.
Yeah. Oh, you're
2.
rolling so high. And I saved them both.
Double 6 though, automatically elimination.
Of your troops, yeah, because they shot themselves.
Double 6, they like that.
They did. Well, they're not in your face, that's why they're quite happy.
That's nasty. Well, these guys are going to shoot down the hill.
Yeah.
But they need 5s because of disorder. So no
Good.
hits at all.
Good.
That helped. That regiment's nice and fresh down the bottom. Oh, sort of fresh. Here, firing at them. 3 dice, needing 5s because they're disordered. Yeah?
Yep.
Nothing. See, it's going to be a game of 2 halves, isn't it?
Let's hope so.
We may as well get the cannon out of the way.
Yeah. Same again, isn't it?
It's going to be 1 dice wherever I fire at, so it's 1 dice here, needing. It's over half range, so it needs 5.
Oh, so close. Yet.
Useless cannon. These guys, 3 dice firing up the hill. 4s becomes 5s, becomes 6s. So I need 6s to hit you. Nothing. Well, I say it's interesting.
Is this
isn't
the
it?
beginning of the turning of the tide? I think we'll find out because you've still got your skirmisher cavalry, haven't you?
Yeah,
So one of
I've only
those.
got 2 dice per regiment.
Yeah, and only one. If these ones move.
I should have done that now. So, I could just fire 4 dice. It might work.
Well, you can only fire 2, can't you? Because these moved. Wheeled right.
Oh gosh, yes, they move more than. Yeah, quite right. So I've got 2 dice firing up here, needing 5s.
Oh.
Double 1.
Is that shooting themselves again?
Ammunition? No, it would be.
Out of ammunition.
That wouldn't-
If only.
So
Wow. So I think
Aboard.
that was a turn of 2 halves for
it
you,
really
wasn't it?
was. Really was.
So over on that flank, I think you've got the measure of me, but on this side, you've kind of flustered a little bit.
Disorder off.
Yes.
Disorder off. Disorder off.
Right, over to the Union. Let's see what I can do in return.
Shootage.
So just quickly update on the movement. So in the left flank here, Findlay's just remained where he was with these. Did consider moving this regiment round. I am kind of within 6, so it would be on initiative and it would be just backwards and forwards. So I've just stayed where I am just so I can shoot what I can into those. I then tried to move Bear, 1 move forward just to put my line in firing range. But they didn't move, they failed, and I didn't have Wardor close enough to do the reroll. Somerville, he got 1 move, so he's just moved to canter round behind these lines. I want the lines to move forward so I can come up and support the Centennial Cavalry. And then on the right flank here, Grey Wolf has just ordered this regiment to come up within 3 to try and get the advantage back on this side. But at the moment, I've got 2 disordered units, so that might not be the case. So there you go, that's the Union move. Let's do some shooting. Right, so shooting. So we're going to start here. This regiment here is just going to fire straight ahead at your dismounted cavalry.
So it's 6s.
Yeah, because it's there.
Woods and unclear.
I know. So you've got the slight advantage on me there.
Hang on,
and
don't roll it. Let's just check.
okay, so needing 6s. Nope. So they fired blanks. Then I'm going to move around to the regiment on this side, and I'm just going to fire at your guys there. If we can get a good shot here, this could just push it.
It could be a shaking unit.
Could be. So 3 shots, just needing 4s.
Yep.
They're disordered with 1 potential.
Disorder's good.
Oh, you save it.
Saved, but
they are
disordered, which is a bit of a pain.
Then I've got the regiment here. So again, they are going to fire into Platville.
You can fire at those if you wanted. Oh, did we decide you couldn't?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to still
okay.
shoot ahead. So it's just going to be 5s, isn't it? Because they're in the
Yeah.
building. Nothing. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong.
It's a kind of phrase.
Yes. Right, the guys in here.
3 5s.
Yeah. Yes, that's better. So 2 hits potentially. Oh, you save
hit.
one. So slowly. Let's see what we're going to do next. Okay, on to Bear's Brigade. So the ones at the front, 2 dice again onto the guys in there, but again needing 5s. I get a 6. So I've got
Critical.
the disorder.
And the save.
Yes,
Saved,
you
but
do. Shame you
disordered.
can't save the disorder, isn't it, on a 6?
Ooh, maybe you should roll again.
Maybe.
Makes it too fiddly.
Right. Then my cannons. They're going to be next. Okay, the cannons, I'm just going to repeat and shoot at those. So it's 3 dice because of the range, and I need 5s. I get 1. I could have done with a disorder to keep you there.
And I don't save it, so they become shaken.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I have to take a test. I think it's over shaken, isn't it? But I'll check. Did we, I did roll to save and I got a 1, didn't I? Yes. Okay.
Yep. Moving along the line.
Yeah, here we
So
go.
I've got 3 shots.
3 shots needing 4s.
Were these ones needing 3s?
Needing 3s.
Yes. So I've got 3 hits and a disorder.
That is more like
That's
it.
what I needed.
Come on, take them out. Just do it in your...
So
So
you
I
save
saved
1.
1. So, I got...
They're shaken
so they're shaken.
and disordered.
Whoa, that's a suddenly harrowing moment. See, it can swing, can't it?
Well, it depends what happens along this line.
Let's get rid of the green ridge sign. That's
So 3 dice needing 4s because it would be 3 because of the range, but 4 because it's disordered. Come on, 4s. 1. That sounds about right.
oh, failed to save it.
But it is only 1.
It is only 1.
And actually, my units could be shaken quite soon because they're both on 2 at the moment.
Could break the brigade.
Could do. Be almost there then, won't you?
And the final one.
Yep.
3 4s.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And a disordered.
Get them out. Save 1. Shaken. 2 units shaken.
And disordered.
So they're whipped.
That was a turn of events, wasn't it? I really thought, here we go. This flank's gonna collapse for me.
All the brigades are 3. So that is 2/3 of the brigade shaken. Disordered as well, wasn't it?
Yep. Well, my disorder comes off now, doesn't it? So we can pop that onto you.
Oh yeah. So whipped brigade. Oh, that was a touch and go, that one.
That was a turn of events, really, because I thought you were going to have me there.
You suddenly rolled really well.
It's because I'm using my hand, not the cup.
Beg your pardon?
I know you like to use the cup. And I'll stop
Just for that initial.
Okay, so there we go. We've just put the whipped markers on, and that brigade is whipped. So it'll be back over to you.
And you're only 1 regiment away from whipping these as well. Right, okay, so these guys have to move away from the enemy and they have to move 6. So that will take them down to the stream because they can't cross there. I'll start with cavalry.
Yep.
I was actually trying to advance my dismounted cavalry to get within close range of the Union on the hill and failed the roll.
They like it in the woods. They're comfortable in there.
They've got campfires going, they do a bit of whittling,
They've got banjos out.
hunting squirrel, doing all those sort of things. This brigade has stayed put, just didn't move. 2 of the units are disordered, so they can't move anyway, and the other one are kind of in a position where they can't really do a lot. I tried to order these guys off the hill, and of course failed to get the message across to them. They really are shaken up there, and Pender's brigade had to fall back because it's whipped, and it's fallen back as far as it can to the creek. So we're over to shooting. We'll start with the cavalry this time.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 units. This regiment firing up the hill would be 4s, needs 5s because of your cover. I think we'll treat it.
Re-roll it.
I think it's kind of cocked, that one, isn't it? Hey, that worked for me. Got 1 hit.
See, that'll teach me to be nice.
Well, I would have been nice in that situation.
I know. There we go. So let's see if I can save it, and I do.
Right, and this one, 2 dice. Both fluffed. Well, come on, you Confederates. See why I only ever play Union. These guys firing up the hill. It's 3 dice. It's 5s because of the cover, and 6s because of the disorder. So complete fluff. So I've got enough to do that one. It's not looking good. The guys at the front here fire at these guys. Disordered again. So it'd be 3 dice leading 5s. Some hits here would be nice.
One. Oh,
one.
and that's a disordered.
But can you save it?
Yeah, I can save it. Watch this.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you are disordered.
Yes, I'll take that.
Okay.
Can I?
So cannon, 1 dice at them, needing 6. Oop. I put my cannon in the. I don't know. Maybe I got carried away with my infantry. Should have let you come on to my cannon more. Live and learn. These guys. We're firing at these guys.
Yep.
3 dice. It would be 4s, but it's 5s because of their shaken status.
Yep.
So it's just 2 1s and a 6.
But the 6 is important because I'm disordered.
Disordered.
Can I save it? I can. And again,
You're on fire.
if only I could save the disorder.
You're on fire. Needing 4, 5.
Yep, we've just said the other 2 because of the ridge, and he's had to fall back.
So you've got to be. There's got to be a
I
sort
agree.
of ridge line, hasn't
Yeah,
there?
and I think those ones are. They've got quite a clear line.
But 3 6s coming up.
For me.
Oh, what?
not
2
far.
hits.
2
on
hits
6.
and disordered, so I can't chase you. And I
Save
saved them.
both.
But I am disordered on that side.
I could have got you shaken with 1 more.
Yeah.
Are you on 2?
Yes, I am. Okay, the Union. So on this flank, I didn't really want to move myself. I've got Findlay in the Church Hill, and he is in a good defensive position. So he's going to stay there. And his other regiment on this side is disordered. I then, first of all, wanted to move Bear up, just 1 movement to get this group moving forward. The cannons 3 and the infantry in the line 6. But he rolled an 11. So
Well done, Bear.
well done, Bear, rolling high. So then I said War Dogs. He's going to call and do a re-roll, and I rolled 11 again.
Well done, Wardog.
Well done, War Dog. So they stayed where they were, and then on to Somerville. And I wanted him to move around the flank and come up the middle and really try and finish off these ones here with a glorious cavalry charge. But he rolled an 11. So they basically stayed. Those 2 brigades stayed where they are. So, and then over on the right flank here, Grey Wolf just pulled back in the centre off of the ridge so that these ones were out of firing range. And then he attached himself to that Zouaves and managed to rally off a point. But these ones are disordered, so they need to stay where they are. So that is the Union move. So let's do some shooting. So I think I'm going to work back the other way. Okay.
You're leading 5s.
Yeah, so first up, I've got the Union troops here. So it would be 4, but they are disordered. So it's going to be 5s. Yeah, and I get 2 hits. They're disordered already because they're broken or whipped.
Save
You
1.
save 1.
So they have to take from fired, they just become whipped. So we can do it. So it's shaken +1. There's no other fire coming their way.
No, because I've moved back off the ridge.
Per excess casualty, so it's -1. They are disordered. So it's 2 dice -2. So 5, that would be broken. So what we're going to do is, out of sequence, we will retreat them, because that's the advantage of doing what you did. So because they've become whipped, they have to move away from you. So it kind of works because although we've already been whipped and therefore taken a break test, it does drive us back, doesn't it?
Yep.
I think that's how we... It just doesn't seem to have enough effect, but it gets them out of the fight. They can't move back towards you.
Indeed. Then those two there can't fire because they're moved back on the ridge.
The evil cannon.
The cannons. 3 shots needing 5s again.
You need 5s.
Come on. 1 hit, potentially.
Ooh, but it needs to be a big save.
Oh,
Not enough.
Not enough.
So they will have to take a break test. So there's nobody else going to be shooting at them, so we'll do it now, yeah?
Yep.
So it's +1 casualty, and they are... So it's +1, and suffered casualties from artillery. I mean, it's -1, -1. So it's -2. I think that's bad. So, whipped.
It's either very good or very bad.
They are whipped. So they have to fall back. At least the whipped thing, if it had been melee, they'd have to have routed off. So, down they come. We'll splash them across there.
Yeah. On a positive, they're out of the firing line now, aren't they? And Bear can't move his brigade
I'm amazed that
forwards.
they stood there and took it. They were like Jacobites at whatever that battle was, where they just, Body Prince Charlie, just left them there getting shot to bits. Culloden.
Culloden, that's the one. I know
Just stood them there, didn't he, and let them get shot up.
Right.
That's not good.
So that was my cannon. So these guys here, 2 shots needing 5s.
Yep.
Okay, 2 shots needing 5s.
Cocked.
That is completely cocked as well, isn't it? So 1 hit, potentially.
Yeah. It's a little bit wavery in there.
Indeed it does, and it's about to open again, so...
3 needing 5s.
Indeed. Oh, and there you go.
Your hands
So-
let you down.
Yes. Time to get to my other hand.
Change hands.
Yeah, I'm sure that works better if I use my right hand. Not my
Well,
left.
if it's numb.
Anyway, these guys, they're disordered and shooting into the buildings, so that's going to be 6s, isn't it? Disordered as well.
Oh, 6s.
Oh, it's all going a bit wrong.
So close.
These guys here, just going to fire down at you there.
Yeah, 3 dice needing 4s.
1 potential.
Getting close. I'll use your tray.
Yes, go on then.
No, they are shaken. I really do need to use his Shaking Stevens thing. There's a reference a lot of people won't get.
I know.
We are of an age, especially me.
And then last but not least, this regiment are just going to fire at the ones closest to them.
Yeah, 3
in front.
needing 6s.
Yeah, because it's
Unclear and in the woods.
It was. You
I didn't see you do that. I'd like you to roll those again because I didn't see you do
The
that.
reason I'm laughing is because off camera we were saying that I'll probably end up rolling 3 6s and I've just done it. But anyway, you need some good saves now.
Oh, I can't roll 4 dice. I'm sorry about that. That means I have to re-roll. Got my doff roll out of the way. Save 1.
But you are disordered.
And take two hits.
Yes.
That was a glorious volley. Glorious.
That'll do.
Gosh, that was...
So there we go. That is the end of the Union shooting, and it's going to be over to the Confederates to see what they're going to do in return.
Okay, so I tried to move some cavalry up, dismounted, but as we've been saying, they seem to like it in the woods and they didn't want to do it. Here, I decided that I was just going to hold the ground with these 3, but I needed to get these rallied a bit. They were wavering, and we don't want to lose another brigade so quickly. So I managed to rally off some of their stress, get them down to a 2. I haven't done anything with these guys because I'm frozen and paralysed with fear of his artillery if I mount the hill. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with them. Perhaps I should have pulled them back and looked at...
Reformed up somewhere maybe.
Maybe. And these guys have had to fall back because they are whipped. or, as a Family Guy would put it, whipped.
Yes.
So
onto your shooting.
Yeah, this is not good. So, I have got 3 dice, needing 4s, 5s, 6s. So this
3
is
dice.
where 2 dice, because it's a dismounted cavalry. 2 dice, needing 6s. This is where I get 2 6s.
1.
1.
So I'm disordered. Can I save it?
No.
So I've taken a disorder and
Needing
a win.
5s, because they are not disordered. And of course, they don't get any hits. So,
Phew.
yeah, really needed. So that's on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
These guys will fire up the hill.
Yeah.
It's a bit lame. 3 dice, needing 5s. Ooh,
Oh, that'll do it.
disordered, 1 possible hit. Saved.
Saved, but disordered.
Right. And then here, firing at these guys, 3 dice, needing 4s.
Yep.
Because they're not disordered. I'm so used to them being disordered. One possible hit. It's not
Come on,
enough.
I can
need to
save
shake
that.
them.
And I do save it.
I needed to.
There you go. Got some smoke on them. Artillery.
That's all I've got left, isn't it? 1 dice, needing a 6. Needing a 5.
Just that range is just crippling you, isn't it?
Needing a 5. Oh!
Nope.
No. Yes, if I'd another inch,
Another inch would have done
3
it.
dice. So that's the end of my shooting.
Okay, so I've got... They're holding their ground on Churchill, aren't they, my union, but they are disordered. But that's fine. They're not going to move, but they will take a penalty for shooting, which probably just gives you a bit of favour. So over to the union, and let's see what I'm going to do. Okay, unions. So Finlay just kept his brigade where they were. They seem to be holding quite nicely.
And they're disordered.
So they are disordered, so they can't. But this unit here, they haven't moved. They're just staying where they are. We're within 6, so it's either backwards or forwards, and I just want to stay and keep the fire on. They're on a re-roll. Fortunately, managed to move 1 forward. So I've just moved the cannon forward, and I've just moved the 2 regiments this side forward. But now I'm properly behind the hill, so it's all gearing up for me going over the top. These in Hank House just stayed where they were because we've got quite a nice advantage there. Then on this side, War Dog has just come across here and he's put himself in a nice position between Bear and Somerville. And Somerville, as you can see, got a glorious roll and moved 3 moves all the way up to here. So those troops are now in a position to get up into the fight. So we now seem to have numerical superiority on this flank, which is good. And then finally, Grey Wolf on this side just attached himself and rallied off a point of shock on those guys on that regiment on the right. So that brigade is back in good shape again. So there you go, that was the Union move. Quite a good move for me, I think. And now it's going to be a turn of me shooting. So let's see what I can do and how that impacts the game.
Disordered and into
Yeah.
the woods and
So I've got 3 shots. I'm going to go for the guys there. Again, I need 3 6s. I've done it once. Can I do it again? I've got 1 6.
just the 1. That's good.
Yeah, so they are disordered.
But I'm going to try and save that.
And you do.
Save it.
But they are disordered.
Yes, that
But not shaken.
stops me sweeping up the hill.
Right.
Smoke.
Yeah. Then I've got these guys here. Again, they're going to shoot into your troops there.
Yeah, they just sat there and taken it, haven't they?
So there's going to be 5 because I'm disordered. 3 shots there. Come on, I can do this. Whoa, 2 hits and a disordered.
Oh, it's not good.
Oh,
I think it's only fair that we re-roll that. So it's 1 hit, takes them back up to shaken and
Yeah.
disordered.
and does it impact that you've got your
No,
leader?
he's not technically.
He's just gone over there and
It's only in a melee, I think, that he's
Yeah.
at risk.
I'm just checking because I don't know the rules.
No, I don't know that bit, so we're fudging that. Should we have a look? Should really remember it, shouldn't we? It's not
So we
very-
just checked the rules and it's when excess plus wounds. So he's a bit vulnerable there, but he can move off on your turn, can't he? Good. So that's those shooting. Then back to the guys in the house. So I've got this regiment here is just going to fire.
3 needing 5s.
Yeah, because you're in the building. And you get 2.
Glorious.
And one of those is disordered.
Oh. Shaken. Shaken. Shaken.
And you're 1 over shaken in there as well, aren't you?
Yep. So, but that breaks the brigade.
Ouch.
That's going to be it.
That's game. Wow.
Wow, that was sudden.
I wasn't expecting that because over on that side, I thought I'd lost it. But let's come back and have a quick...
At that point, the Confederate forces have decided that the Platville Valley isn't worth taking any more casualties.
It's not worth.
So they're going to fall back.
Thank you very much. That was a really good game. We'll come back and just have a quick talk through what our thoughts were. Okay, so we are just going to have a quick chat through what we thought of the game. So this is a scenario from the book. We were just talking about whether we thought it was a good scenario. What were your thoughts then?
I think it was a good scenario. I think it worked. I think it was interesting setup. I think it just goes to show how battles can hinge on, just little things that can happen or not happen. When the cavalry here tried to move up the hill, they were going to try and move up and try and just attack the lone regiment up there, but never got going. You kept disordering one unit, and so that kind of kept them at bay. This unit we were talking about in the middle here, this regiment, I was hoping to come up and also put pressure on Church Hill, but I couldn't ever get them going because they were disordered and couldn't move. I was okay here occupying it, but then I have a regiment that's doing nothing. But this flank was the key. I think it could have gone either way.
Yeah, we were saying that, wouldn't we? Because had I not been really lucky with those last set of dice rolls on this side, I think
it could have been,
the return fire would have been quite devastating, I think.
So, it hung on that. And I think the artillery usage was, I positioned my artillery where I thought would be really useful, and it turned out that it wasn't, because I couldn't fire over this ridge. I could hit you on Church Hill, but only with 1 dice out of, you were hitting me with 3, makes a big difference. I'd occupied this, so I couldn't shoot at you in there. So this artillery should not have come on behind the creek.
Yeah.
If it had come on here, I could have moved it.
Yeah.
But I can't cross the creek with artillery. I should have never gone on to that side. I should have put it this side.
But then I guess not knowing the range, it could have been a really good position, because actually if you'd have been having 3 dice into there, it would have
made a difference.
It would have made
but
a difference.
If I'd have got here, I would have had 3 dice.
Yeah. And I really like the scenario because I thought having this side I had a bit of an advantage. I thought I could get up and get the buildings and I could defend that. I did manage to get Church Hill and the church, which was good because that's a really good defensible position, but I really thought I was going to get into the buildings as well and really dominate this side.
But that became a stubborn area.
It did, yeah. Well, Bear not moving and being stuck there was a bit of a hindrance because actually I lost it's a double-edged sword, I think. It was a hindrance because I wanted to get my infantry up and moving, but also the other side to the sword is actually that cannon being in that position was the right position to be safe,
yes,
but able to deliver enough to push you
to
back.
break, to stop me coming over the hill when I might have had an advantage in numbers.
Yeah.
You basically won that with 2 brigades not engaged, really.
Yeah, because Somerville...
4.
Because you put your cavalry over on this side and took the woods, I was really worried about putting my cavalry and moving, because what I wanted to do is have a glorious sweep around and do something special. But with those dismounted cavalry there, I just thought all you need to do is get disordered on me, and I'm stuck between 2 of your regiments, well, a brigade and another brigade over there, and the cannon. I thought it would have been a horrible affair. But Somerville took so long to get around here that actually all he's managed to do in the whole game is kind of go around the back and get ready to be in a position.
The weight of numbers on this flank now that you would have had.
Yeah.
You've got 3 healthy regiments, 2 cavalry regiments that could sweep and then dismount to combat, or attack something that's got its back to you or a side to you, come round the flank.
Yeah.
You could come all the way round the back
Yeah.
with your cavalry. You did that without breaking sweat really in some places, and yet at one moment for one or two turns, it looked like you were in real trouble over on your flank.
I was really
And
worried.
that's always interesting when you stopped using the cup, started using your hand to roll those dice. Everything changed.
It did. Well, George, thank you again. Really nice table. We've used Geek Villain mat again. So these are really flexible. We love these because we can put heels underneath.
Unlike it's made of alley, and you
Yeah.
can't do that with many mats.
No,
Try that
exactly.
with neoprene.
Yeah, so we really like these mats. Check out, there's a link in the description if you want to go and get one. They're really good value. We love these. But yeah, thank you very much for supplying all the scenery and the troops.
My pleasure.
Really good game, and I really enjoyed the scenario. And hopefully you did at home. Don't forget, give us a like, share, give us a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really makes a difference. And we'll see you again for more battles soon. Take care.